Good morning and welcome to today's demonstration covering Dynamics 365 Invoice Capture. In terms of our agenda for today, we will first examine what Invoice Capture actually is. We'll look at a visualization of this using a business process flow. We will walk through the software, quickly recap on the business benefits, and then close off the session. So what is Invoice Capture? Put simply, Invoice Capture is the ability for your vendors to email their invoices to an unmonitored mailbox. Dynamics 365 then reads this mailbox, scans the images and the invoices to create digital artifacts, and then this can be imported into your ERP and automatically in your potential. So visually represented, here we have the vendor email which has the invoice attached, falls into the machine learning AI solution where it generates the digital image and the digital artifacts. That is imported into Dynamics 365, automation tasks, a workflow allocation if needed, workflow approval, and then a vendor payment proposal. So without further ado, let's drop into the software and have a look. So here we are within Dynamics 365 on a purchase order. We can see that this is purchase order 4131 for an item called the Surface Pro 128 gigabytes. One of these, $2,000. We have our vendor email with the invoice attached. If we just double click that invoice, we can just take a quick look, which shows we have our purchase order number just here, our invoice, and of course the rest of the invoice details. So if I just email that off, and then we just take a quick look at our inbox, we can see the invoice is here. The next thing for us to do is to drop into the Invoice Capture Solution, and this is the dashboard that really just shows us the history for all of the invoices that have been processed. If we go to the Received Files area, we'll see that in just a second the invoice pops up, it's being processed, and then eventually disappears from the Received Files area and automatically goes into the Captured Invoices area where the invoice is processed, just to make sure that all of the data is valid. Again, in just a second or two, we will see that the invoice disappears from this screen, and then if we just drop into Dynamics 365 and into the Pending Invoices area, we can see that our invoice is just here, and then eventually again the workflow will pick this up and process it. We haven't had to touch the invoice, we haven't had to key any of the invoice details in at all. It's been recognized by the system. And so to conclude, in terms of the business benefits, we have the time saving where we have replaced the manual entry of invoice with automated invoice capture. We have efficiency savings, so invoices appear in your Dynamics environment far quicker than if manually entered. Of course, we have the reduction in errors because the OCR and AI capabilities are continually learning, removing the potential for human error. We've got automation because we have the three-way matching process, again saving more time for value-added activities. And finally, we have the cost saving because we are reducing the physical document storage costs by storing the scanned images in the cloud itself. That brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you very much for watching.
Retail businesses are looking for ways to do more with less, and Microsoft Technology and HSO will make a real difference. If you would like more information about how technology can help accelerate your retail business, contact HSO.